The camera's so far away that I can't actually see what's happening, so hopefully I'm in focus. Hi, my name is Tochi. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, what's good? Hey, what's up? If this isn't your first time, thanks for coming back. It's a pleasure to have you guys here today. May is Lupus Awareness Month, so I thought it would be a very appropriate time to, one, overcome the fear of me talking about my lupus, and two, delve into what it's like for me personally to live with it. If that sounds of any interest to you, keep watching. So first I'm going to talk about what lupus is. A lot of people like to refer to it as a sickness or an illness or a disease, and I'm not disputing that it's not any of those things. I'm just more comfortable calling it a condition. So lupus is an autoimmune condition in which the body attacks healthy cells and tissue. It essentially can't tell the difference between healthy cells and tissues versus like bacteria or a virus. And I just want to disclaim that the way I have been dealing with my lupus and my journey with it does not define anyone else's. So it affects different parts of the body. It can affect the blood, the lungs, the heart, joints. In my case, it's my kidneys. But yeah, everyone's journey, as I said, is different, and it affects different people in different ways. I was diagnosed with lupus in 2012, and essentially I was in a lot of pain from I want to say the summer, like when I started college, undergrad in 2011, I was just like, my joints would hurt me, not terribly, but it was just like an ache almost, and my ankles would be swollen, and I didn't know what it was, but I also thought it was growing pains, so I just like let it slide. But in the summer of 2012, it got unbearable. I couldn't move my joints. I couldn't move my knuckles, my wrists, my elbows, my knees, my ankles. Like it was so painful to just like even putting on trousers, and it made me, honestly, that time in my life made me really appreciate my body and all the work she does, because I definitely took for granted all the parts of my body that I had access to easily whenever I wanted to, when I no longer had access to those places. So yeah, the summer of 2012, it was just super unbearable. I couldn't function. It was really, really bad. And I was in Nigeria at the time. And I remember we went to the doctor. I went to the doctor with my mom, and like, honestly, like, there are so many things I love about being Nigerian. So many things. I actually love being Nigerian so much, but I cannot trust the healthcare system as like a body in Nigeria. I just can't trust it, because it just seems like this whole idea of common sense not being common just is so deep. And I experienced that firsthand when trying to figure out what was wrong with me. I went to the doctor, and he like brought out this huge book of symptoms, and based on what I was saying, like, he was flicking through the book like, it seems that you have gout. It's gout, so we treat you for gout. Is there a gout or arthritis, or is gout arthritis? Is there a gout or arthritis, or is gout arthritis? And I'll just look at him like, so no blood work, no nothing, like, we're just gonna flip through this book and you're gonna tell me what I have. And then he said that I need to get x-rays, and that's when I got frustrated, because like, don't forget, I'd been feeling like this pain had been creeping up on me since like the fall of 2011. It's now the summer of 2012, and this pain is at its peak, and I just didn't feel like he was taking what I was saying seriously. I know I don't need x-rays because nothing is broken. Even though it feels like everything's broken, I know nothing's broken. And he was just so adamant that I get x-rays. And then when the results for the x-rays came back, and he was like, wow, so there are no breakages. Bro, I know there are no breakages. I know. So it got to the point where I was just being given painkillers, and that wasn't fixing the problem. And the painkillers weren't even working. Like, the painkillers just were not working. I don't know what they gave me, like Panadol extra, or like a higher dosage of, you know, your regular ibuprofen like medication, and it just wasn't doing anything. It wasn't helping anything. I was still in a lot of pain, and it got to the point where like I couldn't even sleep properly, because in my sleep, you know, like you move around in your sleep, and the pain from trying to move around in my sleep unconsciously would wake me up, and I'd just be stuck in pain. So we were told about this clinic in South Africa that could process my blood work. They sent the results back, and we had to go to London to get the results interpreted, which honestly, like, I just want to say, like, I'm so grateful to have been in a position where I had the means to figure out what was wrong, because I know that I can't imagine someone going through all of that and then having to stick with, oh, you have arthritis, and it's so much deeper than that. So yeah, I'm really grateful. I'm just very grateful. I'm very blessed, and Anyway, so we went to London to a specialist, and it didn't even take them 2 days. They said that I either had Sjogren's, I think it's called, or lupus, and that they were gonna wait for one more result to figure out what exactly I have. Couple of hours, we got a call, they said, oh, you have lupus, and I was treated for it that day. Like, they sent my prescription to the pharmacy that day. In terms of medication, I started off, I want to say, taking like at least 25 pills. Now I take daily like 8 or 9 or 10, depending on, you know, what's going on. The medication I take is directly for my joints, because my joints are affected, and my kidneys. I had a kidney biopsy. So at first it was just, I have lupus, and then over time they did a biopsy of my kidneys and found out that the lupus affects my kidneys, and so I started taking medication for kidneys. I've had different types of medication. There was a period where I was taking in an IV. I would go to the doctor every month for 2 hours or 1 hour, I don't remember, and have a drip. I've had to take like different medications for different things depending on like what's going on. I don't like to say I hate, but I really, really, really don't like taking pills. I hate it. And like the way I take pills even is not like this window. I didn't realize the window had been open this whole time.
Dinner weekend I gauge, I think, because I haven't really booked anything. Because for me, what the first thing is like Babylon.
Girl, I don't remember where I left off. Giselle just landed. Okay, were you talking about my kidneys? My bad. Because I don't like taking pills, there was a period in time where I would just stop for like months at a time, and I wouldn't tell my doctor, and I had to get rushed to the ER, so I stopped doing that. I definitely believe that there's like a homeopathic way to tackle lupus, and I don't trust the pharmaceutical industry. I don't think I need to be taking this many pills, but I also want to stay alive and don't want my kidneys to fail. So it's like a very horrible place to be in, to like truly believe honestly that there's a natural way to tackle this, but not have access to what those natural ways are, and so I have to take these pills. But I also think that by taking the pills, my body is becoming more dependent on the pills. So it's just like, it's annoying, but I take it one day at a time. So I know that I'm insecure and like uncomfortable talking about the fact that I have lupus because I look normal and I look okay, and so like if I'm in pain or if I feel a flare coming up, I get uncomfortable or almost like concerned that I won't be believed. And I guess that's most cases, I think, with what people call like blind illnesses, or essentially illnesses that don't wear themselves on the person, like you can't see it, but it's like internal. It was a period in time in which I wished that my lupus could be viewed, like that you could see me and be like, oh, she's sick, because then I felt that people would believe me when I said like, oh, I'm in pain, or I'm not able to do this right now, or like wouldn't question why I'm taking so much medication. I am so uncomfortable taking medication in public because I have people say crazy things like, oh, you just want to have fun tonight, huh? And it's like, no, I'm just taking my second dose of hydroxychloroquine and Celcept and mycophenolate. I'm just taking my steroids, just trying to stay alive. And I don't like having to explain to people like, oh yeah, I have lupus, because then sometimes it gets awkward, like, oh, what's that? Oh my gosh, are you dying? And I just don't like all of that. Like, even recording this video, I don't even know how I'm gonna sit through editing it without cringing. So like speaking about my lupus is a bit, even saying my lupus, like, oh, yeah. A lot of the times when it comes to discussing lupus, for me, I like to think that I know a lot, but I really don't. I learn new things about my body. Like when I'm faced with something and I have to deal with it, then I'm like, okay, so I can handle that, and that's cool. The takeaways I want you guys to have from this video are that you can't see all conditions or sicknesses or illnesses, that just because someone looks fine doesn't necessarily mean they are. And if someone who you feel looks fine tells you about something that they're going through, not to dilute it just because you can't see what they're going through. Yeah, if you have any questions or queries or concerns, feel free to reach out to me. I want to try and do more talking about my lupus, really for me, so that I can overcome this discomfort, and hopefully like it will attract people who also have other conditions, whether they're blind conditions or not, because I find that I don't really have a lot of people in my life who have like chronic conditions that they're dealing with, and it would be nice to have that community of people who can just like understand what I'm going through. So yeah. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and that you learned a bit about me and about lupus. Please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment down below. I don't actually like saying that, and I don't like asking people to do that. Like, just do what you want, you feel me? Like, if you want to share, if you want to like, if you want to subscribe, if you want to comment, do that. If you don't. It's not that deep. But yeah, just do whatever your heart desires, and I will see you later.